So I'm here to tell everyone that it's not funny. There's nothing funny about making people laugh, damn you.
So I shouldn't laugh?
No,
Okay.
never. Literally, you should instead report your friends to the police for daring to send you memes. And this has been a long-running joke about, well, British society at this point, not just the police. But the British police are the enforcers of that, obviously. We'll get this on screen first, which is a story we're all familiar with. You know, police arrest army veteran for Facebook LGBT meme. And if you forgot what this was, it was this. Lawrence Fox tweeted this out, which is the intersectional pride flag 4 times, which just so happens to make a swastika. And because he posted it, nothing happened to him. But because that dude reposted it to his Facebook page, he got arrested. Lawrence turned up and was like, I did it. Why are you not arresting me? And it's obvious because one has a profile, one doesn't. And they thought they could get away with an easy arrest off that guy. But this is obviously not a small thing. This is a real tangible way of measuring the difference in the level of freedom between the United States and the United Kingdom.
I was just thinking how long a prison sentence I'm going to get when they eventually ask to see all the spicy memes saved on my phone in advance.
Because that's the thing, like the Americans have that meme where it's like, me and the boys when the cops get on a WhatsApp chat. That's real here.
Hi folks, we've rolled out a new feature on the website, which is the ability to pay for an individual piece of content. So usually it's £5 a month every month to subscribe to all of the content on the website. But I appreciate there are going to be people who simply don't want to do that. They would be interested instead in purchasing a single piece of content for a lower amount, and they've got a particular niche that they're interested in watching. And so they don't want every single piece of content. They just want this one thing. So we've introduced this function where you can just simply purchase the one thing for £1.89, which I think is about $2.30 at the current exchange rates. And then that's just yours forever. So there's no sort of commitment there. There's no rolling subscription. It's just that one thing. So that's an option now that's on the website. It's completely live. It's completely available. And please go and enjoy it. And we'll see you all very soon.
I'm just adding up the years.
I'm just saying, disclaimer, have 0 memes.
Yeah, please don't come check.
I lost all my memes in a boating accident.
But you can see here, I mean, this is my point about that tangible difference in freedom. So this is a guy in Tennessee who posted a meme of people pissing on the grave of a police officer that just been killed. And the police department decided to arrest him for harassment of the police department. Obviously, that just went to court and they ended up paying the guy who posted the meme 125 grand. Because what the hell is wrong with you? You're not allowed to do that. That's obvious. You're American. You should know this. You're not a British police officer. Calm down. But in Britain, obviously very different situation. And it's not just the police will come and lock average citizens up because of your spicy memes that you totally don't have. They lock themselves up because of this. And this is another story we've spoken before. Police officer jailed over racist WhatsApp messages mocking George Floyd's death. I can't show you this meme because I can't find it. But if you want to know what it is, it's that there's a very famous image of this massive fat black guy who's been photoshopped to have a massive penis laying out. And it's him on top of George Floyd. And then his penis is the thing choking him. Obvious joke. There's no sincere. There's no message behind it other than no funny.
Depths we won't sing to. I was just gonna joke of I'm gonna finally delete all those memes saying like Ryan Gosling will be George Floyd, will be Martin Luther King in the biopics, but yeah, didn't expect that level of lowbrow.
It's literally just a penis, and they arrested their own police officer for it and sentenced him to 20 weeks in prison for having a cock meme. It's like, okay. I mean, that was mental. But they go on. I mean, the police here were caught sharing memes. And I decided to look up the police, not complaints.
Okay.
Misconduct hearings. So I've got a little thread I made here this morning just because I wanted a nice, easy way to go through it. And I think we're going to enjoy. So this is a series of misconduct hearings, which are very recent and have gone through. And now we have the full outcome so we can see what was discussed. And there's 2 versions. There's one for the police in general, one for the Metropolitan. So we'll start off with this one here. So Frank Catus over here, PC Frank, he was taken to task. Well, the standards he breached were equality and diversity, and then the circumstances of the breach they list. PC Catus exchanged messages via Facebook and WhatsApp with police staff colleagues, Mrs. A and Mrs. B. It is alleged that these included inappropriate and unwanted comments about their physical appearance. It is further alleged that PC Catus sent a number of messages to the same police staff colleagues which contained offensive and inappropriate meme-type images.
They have a snitch in that group.
Yes.
Apparently. Well, that's not. Yeah, that's not necessary.
What is this? What am I looking at? Okay, so there's a guy who's a police officer, and he works with a couple of police staff, so they're not officers. And presumably this is a WhatsApp or Facebook group with them and presumably other people. Presumably it's like, the police gang is the name of the chat or something. And he made comments about how they look. So yeah, he called them mid, and then posted some offensive memes. So they decided to have a misconduct hearing about him.
What was the explanation? Sorry, I'm a solid 10. You're not a mid.
Hello, Lotus is out of context.
So they don't list in the Wiltshire Police section here all the details, but they do list the circumstances, and that's what we can read. So that's what I'll present for these ones. And they don't get any more normal as it goes on, because if you just look up the word meme, like you'll just end up with a whole bunch of these. So this is Sergeant John Walshaw. He was done for equality and diversity misconduct. He sent the racist, homophobic, and inappropriate memes. He had also racist and offensive content on his work phone. He had memes.
This is very much the feminization of the workplace. It is. If you upset anyone, you must be hauled in front of an equality and HR tribunal and prostrate yourself before all of progressive shibboleths and serve time if you violated any of them.
Well, I love what we're talking about as well, because there's the DEI cancer that has taken over all of Western society. I mean, it is awful. And you could make an argument, I suppose, what people are thinking of if you're steel manning this sort of case, is that he had on there, I don't know, I love the Klan graphics or something like this.
I somehow doubt that from a British police officer, but
my point being, he'd have something genuinely racist on there that is racist, and that's his sincere held opinion and blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't work if we're talking about memes, because the point of memes is to be funny. They're jokes. They're not really serious. They're a laugh. So the fact that you are admitting that, we take these police officers and we grill them and tell them they're evil and give them misconduct hearings because they shared jokes in private or on their work phone.
I think memes have power.
Yeah, I mean, they're proud of it. That's the best part, is they publish this. Like, you're meant to read this and go, another one off the streets.
It is.
Finally, it's getting cleaned up, boys.
It is just obvious that the authorities do not want the power of the memes being unleashed.
They'll come to get you.
Release the meme.
But also, even if you're steel manning, do I trust their definition of what does and doesn't constitute racist, given the amount of times we've heard leaks from Whitehall, the civil service, and the police about their diversity, equity, and inclusion training, saying that being on time is white supremacy, and also they're actively discriminating against white people, saying that
absolutely not.
In their Spotify ads, they say, make sure that you look like the communities you're policing. So we're only stationing officers in certain areas if they correspond with the colour swatch chart now. That's not racist. Great. Good to clarify.
Like, the actual racism that we would perceive as actual racism, discrimination on the basis of race, in a way that is actually, well, let's say harmful. I don't know what word to use. That's police policy. As you say, the hiring policy, if nothing else. But when it comes to the internals, I mean, what do the internal police look like? It looks like this. And here's another one. So this officer doesn't even have a name. You got a prison number, presumably. He also broke the equality and diversity standards. While Officer A here had a racist, homophobic, and inappropriate memes and content on his personal mobile phone.
Yeah,
that's a crime. You get kicked out of the police force. Why? You had memes on your phone that we don't like. Okay. He also had inappropriate, racist, and offensive content on his work's issued mobile phone. So he had it on his work phone as well.
I'm waiting for them to batter down the Lotus Eaters office door for our Discord channel.
We're going to get you, boys. Officer A engaged in conversations via social media messaging with another officer. These conversations contained a number of comments, including racism and homophobia. I don't know about you boys, but I find it whenever they start listing more than one bigotry, it just becomes the white noise that it usually is. Racist, sexist, homophobic. Okay, I need to start using.
I think it's not just more than from two and more. Sometimes if they just throw inappropriate, just means nothing. It just means we didn't like these dudes. We want to cause problem for them.
They go on to say that Officer A failed to challenge another officer in relation to the racist, homophobic, and derogatory messages that were sent to Officer A on his personal phone. They then write, Officer A had material on their phone which indicates far-right tendencies.
Right, so he's watching a Douglas Murray clip, probably.
their definition of far right is going to be that.
Yeah, it's in prevent training. So was Orwell. The other thing is as well, failed to challenge another colleague. Right. So
That's the real crime.
Yeah, you have to act as the constant thought police. That's why Dan Wootton got sacked from GB News. It's because Lawrence Fox made an edgy comment and Dan Wootton insufficiently failed to call him out and whine at him on air. Therefore, he's lost his show.
I just try to think of it from another perspective. How would it be in a movie? Have you watched these movies where, you have the police officer going on the evidence room and they take some coke or something and they leave? Imagine
the A4 printouts.
You're going, I'm going to steal the meme. I hope no one's going to watch.
Nobody needs these crime statistics. Definitely not the police.
I'm going to return the meme tomorrow. I hope no one's going to find out.
Oh, boy. But you're right. And that's the biggest issue here, is that they're not actually complaining that he had the memes on his phone. The specific complaint here that's actually the problem is that you had the memes on your phone because you were sent those memes. And you didn't turn around and do what every normal human being, and not a robot, would do, and say, Officer A, that's very inappropriate of you. Actually, crime statistics don't represent reality. I'm so sorry. I can't be friends with you anymore. Report it.
Also, WhatsApp auto-downloads media if you don't turn that setting off. So if you get sent it in a group chat, it auto-downloads to your phone, so it looks like it's in your camera roll.
And this goes on. There's another one here. Another guy got a crime number. It is alleged between March 2020 and May 2021, the officer sent, via a mobile phone, derogatory messages and memes to a colleague. Yeah, the crime of the century. But he's not the only one. We found a gang. There are criminal gangs of meme policemen. So for people listening, we have Sergeant Luke Thompson, former Sergeant Luke Allen, former Constable Kelsey Buchman, former Constable Carlo Francisco,
typical white supremacist,
former Constable Lee South, former Constable Darren Jenner, and Constable Glyn Reese, and then an officer who got another prison number as a name. They were a gang. They were working together to harass each other.
What this is the one job's worth in the department they didn't include in the group chat, getting sour about it.
Yeah, find the group chat, find the names, the one missing. I wonder who could be the rat. They say here that they breached diversity and inclusion and equality.
How? Sorry, how? Can you please explain it to me?
They were having fun.
Yeah.
The allegations concern the officer's membership. Yes. I got my membership card of a WhatsApp group between 2016 and 2018.
They say they were having fun. They were having fun, but they say, imagine if someone was actually eavesdropping you. Okay, it was eavesdropping.
Yeah,
you could hurt their feelings with your memes. Have you considered the feelings of the people who may be spying on you?
Have you considered the people who haven't even seen what you posted?
You made that FBI agent so upset.
Sorry, but 2016 is 8 years ago now. Like, we're looking at 8 years ago, these guys were members of a WhatsApp group.
I feel so old.
It was alleged that the WhatsApp message group was used by the officers to post discriminatory content attacking the protected characteristics of our noble minorities. I hate that phraseology so much. It says the protected characteristics of race, religion, belief, and disability, sexual orientation, and sex. My God, these boys were busy.
Hang on, protected characteristics of belief?
Yes.
So their racism should be a protected characteristic?
Yes. They did this in the form of messages, memes, and videos. So for a few years, they posted some jokes in a chat. That's that. But you remember that joke video from The Onion a while back about our precious gays? During the Bush years. And the joke was that they were debating should we let gays in the military. And this army officer comes onto the TV to be like, oh, of course we can't have gays in the military. They're too precious for combat. We can't sacrifice them for nothing. That's how I always read the protected characteristics of race, blah, blah, blah. It's like our precious blacks, our precious Muslims, our precious transgenders. I mean, that is what it is. It is an aristocratic.
Callum, aren't you aware that there are some people who are really allergic to memes? It's a condition. Now everything becomes there's psychologizing constantly. Everyone invents conditions. The severe meme reaction, negative meme reaction. It's like some very sensitive people that you're in on a plane. You open a peanut, and 30 lines in front of someone is is choking. They say, "You bad person." And it's like that.
Should we start up a GoFundMe for them? For only £5 a month, you can save the police force the hurt feelings of memes they never saw.
This is Josh's just workaround to lobotomize everyone he disagrees with.
Already there. But they're not the only ones. So the next one, I think, is probably the funniest I found. Paul Hereford, PC Gia, and former officer Richard Hammond were all found guilty of the disgusting professional misconduct of violating equality and diversity. As I'm saying, don't give fake names. You can't just give fake names when you get caught, boys. It's not going to work. They say here that Officer Hammond. Someone commented, and I can't get it out of my head. It's just Clarkson in the background going Hammond. Anyway, so Officer Hammond, Hereford, and Mr. Jeer, literally means to make fun of someone jeering. So there we are. But they were all part of a WhatsApp messaging group, like it's a terrorist cell, and they were using it to exchange messages. Oh, really? Not wheelbarrows. But, okay. They were exchanging messages, memes, and other content, which was inappropriate, highly offensive, and discriminatory. The content was discriminatory on the grounds of race, sex, religion, sexual orientation, and disability. So all of them. And just the list. I mean, there's an aspect of the Soviet Union that I always found great. You got found guilty of a non-crime, right? The crimes against the party. So, you have been found guilty of crimes against Stalin, the party, the motherland. Skip all this.
Yeah.
I've got so long to live. Well, definitely if you've just been caught for crimes like this.
The lack of an Oxford comma as well, as the conflation is usually very amusing, put sexual orientation and disability on the same plane.
They are. According to the police. So there we go. That's why grammar is important. Or not. It is further alleged that the officers failed to challenge and or report the other members of said WhatsApp group. So presumably, actually, Clarkson did dob them in, and Hammond's just going down for it. So they received the memes, messages, and other content that was inappropriate, highly offensive, and discriminatory. And they didn't sit there and go, mate, you can't post that. Whoa, that's funny. Nothing's funny about making people laugh, I tell you again. Yeah, okay. But this is Wiltshire Police, or the whole force survey, where you can find this online. The best part is the Met Police, because God bless them, they are so delusional, they think they're right in doing this. They actually think this isn't embarrassing. This is good police work. Valuable time. So they, on their website, they give us literally everything. There's a huge document for every case where they tell you what meme was posted, what was written on the meme, what style it took, and then what they did wrong. So as you can see here, Constable A, like he's a criminal, he was found guilty of engaging in WhatsApp conversations with others in which he shared memes. And then they list what he did exactly. And here we go. So complaint number A here is that someone wrote to him, he didn't write this, someone wrote to him, quote, I ordered a blow-up doll for myself. They sent me a Muslim woman wearing a bomb vest. Okay? Someone sent him that. He didn't write that. Okay? Obvious joke. And he responded, they write, with the words, fuck's sake, followed by 2 laughing emojis, thereby indicating approval of the encouragement for the sending of the message.
It's like university all over again. It's basically what happened in our university group chat.
He is actually just genuinely like mad people. Yeah. They're just like, not a good look. Your private chats.
If this doesn't change, can you imagine what kind of crime movies and police movies our grandchildren are going to watch?
Tango and Cash sent to prison for memes.
Yeah, because you had you had these movies, these wonderful movies where you have 2 cops who are friends and they're chilling and they're riding along, they're doing patrol and they're just super relaxed and cool. You're gonna have a movie where bro, they were so offensive. Don't tell me this. I'm going to report you.
Next season of True Detective is going to be so bad.
You got to ask, what kind of friggin' wet blanket read this in text form and was just... Because literally this guy, this poor motherfucker here, frankly, has been sent a joke. He responded to the joke by laughing, and then has been told that his laughing constitutes some kind of crime or professional misconduct because he failed to challenge the message. And, I mean, the next one's even more extreme, where they say he was sent a message from someone called GM, an image of a black sportsman who had been edited such to as depict him with a large penis extending just below the knee.
I'm seeing a running theme here, Callum.
The image was derogatory towards black people. We haven't discovered how. Saying black men have big penises is a bad thing, but I'm sure the black men in the audience will let us know. They say here, because it depicted a racist stereotype, you responded at 10:43 p.m., with the words fuck's sake followed by 4 laughing emojis, you devil. thereby indicating approval and or encouragement of the sending of the message. You also
4 times approval.
Yes, that's he's got 4 years in prison now. Depends on the emoji.
Depends on the number of the emojis.
You also failed to challenge the sharing of the message. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, you're a police officer. Mate of yours, as a joke, sends you a picture of a black sportsman with a big cock. And in the real world, of course, you laugh. In the make-believe world that the Met Police want you to live in, you get that message at 11 at night, and you're meant to write back, disgusting, can't believe you would send this, report it, and then leave the chat. That's how you're meant to actually be friends with your friends.
And how you build relationships between colleagues and how you build trust.
You'd be fired on the spot for the amount of degenerate things you send me every day.
Yeah.
all comedy, all social interaction, all banter must be banned. That is the price for being a modern policeman. Or it is what they want from a modern policeman.
Yeah.
Because it goes on. I mean, this is later down in that exact same one, in which he received a photo of what appeared to be a female member of the public wearing a hat. You ought to have known or suspected that the photograph had been taken without the woman's consent. What? Photo of a woman in public. What the fuck are you talking about? The message made a reference to the sender wanting to bang her. You responded with 4 laughing face emojis, thereby indicating approval or of encouragement for sending of the image. What? Your mate sends you a picture of a woman he thinks is hot. It says, I'd like to bang her. And you laugh. Down with you, son. The conversation continued to the 19th of January 2018, when the same individual sent you 2 photos of women dressed in lingerie with the message, would you fuck it?
Callum.
You failed to challenge the above conduct, which was derogatory towards and degrading of women. What? Yes, women don't like being fucked. That's nonsense. That doesn't exist. In general, they say you are degrading of women, and also specifically of the woman in the image. Of course, because women who wear lingerie and go for photo shoots, they are all forced at gunpoint to do such a thing. They then go on to say that you were invading the privacy of the woman who was subject of the photograph. It's like, the woman in public. None of this makes any goddamn sense. The person who wrote this is an actually insane person or an unbelievable Puritan. And it's just unbearable to even read. And the person who had to deal with that, I mean, just good luck.
The only
good luck with the rest of your life.
The only stipulation that you could make for the second half is that basically one of the officers might have been sharing his missus' nudes without her knowledge.
Yeah, and
we don't have a confirmation that was a photo shoot there, so
they would have added that, I believe, because the details are quite explicit with all the examples.
Privacy of the woman who is the subject of the photograph received on the 18th of January.
Yes, that's the one I read.
So,
out.
Yeah.
Hat. So she's not in lingerie. She's a woman in public wearing a hat.
Well, right. Okay, right. I understand.
There's some other ones in there that are really funny. Well, not funny. They're more just, again, like, what kind of lunatic is writing this? So one of them is he was sent a video, and it's quite a famous, like, gore video of a woman who decided to put an octopus inside of herself and then pull it out.
Do we need to be so vulgar in this one, mate? Really? It's a bit much.
What are you talking about? I'm describing the situation.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
Okay. So she did that. The video was sent to him. And then for having that video, they also say that he was degrading women. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I got sent the video. What am I meant to do? Like, how is that me degrading women? So it's just actually mental on all possible aspects. And if you want to find any more, here's the list. Here's the Metropolitan Police website. Happy hunting is all I have to say on that one. And it's also very common. I mean, like, this was a while back. Another criminal gang of memers were arrested for their memes. And the situation we have to deal with is, of course, not new. Going all the way back to Dankula. This has now become the culture of the police. And moving forward, I just want to keep in mind, this is not for no reason. There's that meme we've all been talking about, which is the purpose of a system is the outcome, not the intentions. And the outcome of all of this is that, of course, lesbian Nana, as we all remember, this is actually the ideal police officer. This is not an accident. This is not the system failing. This is the system doing what it was supposed to do. Revealed by the internals that if you even have memes on your phone, your private phone, that's considered some kind of massive crime to your profession. So there we are. And I'll end this off with the fact that this isn't a surprise. This video went viral recently, in which a chap who literally just plays pianos in public, he got harassed by some CCP people who were very mad at him for filming them in public. And he's like, well, that's obviously not a crime. Go away. And the police officers here, I mean, this guy here totally gets it and is like, well, there's no crime. Bugger off. But then there's this lady who gets all offended about being filmed, even though she's filming everything. and then insists that he should shut his mouth because he dares to call them Chinese. And he's like, they're waving Chinese flags and are Chinese. That's not a bug. The problem with the police is a feature. If you appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com, get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Contemplation series, this episode on why you should read C.S. Lewis. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.